Welcome, listeners, to a brand new episode of the Nerd Corner's Cosplay Spotlight. And today I am joined by my special guest. Give it up for Dominique Skye.
Hi.
Hi there, Dominique.
Hi.
For the listeners who don't know who you are, could you tell them a little bit about yourself and exactly what you do?
I'm a cosplayer. It's more of a hobby. I'm actually a registered nurse and a mom, but we family cosplay. It's more for fun.
Fantastic. And when and how did you get into cosplay?
Well, we were real big on Halloween and stuff, but a lot of the times I would have to work because I worked at the hospital. But my brother used to manage a comic book store, and they were like the con owners down here. So he'd been talking to me for a while about it. And after I had my daughter, we decided to check it out. We went to one con that was around Halloween time, and we've been addicted since.
Fantastic.
That was I'm sorry, October 2014. So that wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, I go online and look at all your pictures. It looks like you're having a lot of fun with your family.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun. It's addicting.
Now, do you make all your own costumes?
I do not. I make and I buy and I customize, but there's no shame in buying cosplays. I'm not one of those elitists or anything. I buy a lot of base stuff. If like outfits and stuff, I'll look everywhere for it, get a base, and build off of it because I'm not a master seamstress at all.
Well, you're fantastic in your photos,
Thank you.
and love watching all your little videos that you post from all the conventions you attend.
Thanks.
Now, you said you started in 2014. That was actually my next question. When did you start going to conventions? What was your first convention that you went to?
Our first convention was, I believe it was South Texas Comic Con, or was it? No, it was HorrorCon actually, because it was around, it was Halloween time, and we went as a Princess Mononoke group. Um, I know I had gone all out and made like the shishigami, like with the antlers and everything, but I couldn't get out the door with them, so there was no way I could fit in the car. I had to like quickly make I made the wolf, the what is it? Princess Mononoke's adoptive mom, I guess. And my daughter was Princess Mononoke.
That's cute.
Yeah.
All right, and what was your recent convention you've been to?
The most recent one was, let's see, Comic Palooza. That one's like one of my all-time favorite cons. That was in Houston maybe like 2 weekends ago.
Nice. So do you only go to conventions in the Texas vicinity of, all around that area?
It's more of a convenience thing, driving and especially with a toddler and having to pay for hotels and such, it really adds up. Plus vacation time. We're both working parents, so we have to work it around, our schedules. But Texas is a lot easier, than going out of state. But I would love to travel, you know. I would love to. I'm just still kind of new to it.
We would love you down here at Phoenix Comic Con.
I would love to go.
We just broke records this year, over 106,000 attendees.
Oh, wow, that's huge.
So which cosplay that you wear is your favorite?
Right now, my favorite is the Wonder Woman. That's my most recent favorite. It seems like it's ever changing, though.
Fantastic. You're talking about the new one from Batman versus Superman. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct. The Dawn of Justice one.
Are you looking forward to the film?
I am. I'm looking forward to the Wonder Woman, the one that's coming out in June of next year. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, Gal Gadot looks like she's having a lot of fun on set.
Yeah, I like her. A lot of people don't, but I like her.
I think they were thinking of somebody bigger, taller, and I don't know. They were looking for somebody that I
More
yeah,
muscular
more
or something.
muscular. Yeah, it doesn't look like a runway model, even though she was a runway model.
Yeah.
Before that,
I
she was a soldier.
I still like her. I mean, a lot of people were giving Ben Affleck, like there was critics, the entire year, and I think he did a good job as Batman.
Yeah, I would not put anything against him on that one. The way they portray Superman, though, that's another issue I
Yeah.
have.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's issues to go around, but I'm not very there's things that I like, there's things that I don't like. Like for instance, the new Suicide Squad movie. I wasn't really a fan of the new Harley Quinn and the new Joker, but they're growing on me.
Yeah, definitely. Have you gotten to see the Ultimate Edition of Dawn of Justice?
Uh, no, I haven't. Is that like the new, like the release or?
Yes, the new release of the it's 30 minutes longer.
Oh, really? No, I haven't. I have to. I've just been so busy. I feel like I don't have time to rest.
Oh, definitely. Well, for a lot of fans that didn't like the theatrical version, a lot of fans are coming out and saying that the Ultimate Edition does answer a lot of questions that seemed to be scenes in the movie that were clipped out, and which they were.
Oh, well, in that case, I really need to look into it because to be completely honest, I was really excited about this film. And I mean, I liked it, don't get me wrong, but I was a little disappointed.
Yeah,
It just,
definitely.
yeah, it just seemed to kind of drag a bit.
Yeah, and there were scenes that cut to other scenes that a lot of
It didn't
people,
make sense.
yeah, were scratching
Yeah.
their head, going, "Was there something that was supposed to be there?" And yes, there was something that was supposed to be there. So, in my opinion, I think the Ultimate Edition, it doesn't make it a great movie, but it does fix some things that should have been released in theaters,
I'm
especially in front of
just,
critics.
yeah, I'm just hoping that the movie gets progressively better.
Oh yeah. Well, DC has put Jeff Johns in charge, and I trust the guy. I met him, but I trust the guy because
Awesome.
he is a DC writer. He knows the universe very well, and he'll also make sure that Wonder Woman will be awesome as well.
I hope they don't change her. I do like Gilda.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It seems
Now,
odd.
what is your take on modeling in the cosplay community? Because I know you've done a lot of photo shoots already.
I have done photo shoots and they're really fun. They're great to look at, especially like when I get older, I can look back at these photos. But that's all they are to me. I don't have prints or per se. I have nothing against models in the industry. I admire a lot of them. Um, I mean, if you can make a career out of it, by all means, go for it. I don't have anything against them. And I mean, they look great. And I know it takes a lot of work to make these cosplays. It takes a lot of work to keep yourself in shape. And speaking from experience, just these local cons that we go to, they're very exhausting. And to be flying, overseas or across the US, it's it's very exhausting. So I mean, kudos to them for doing it, but I don't see myself doing it.
Yeah, I have a friend who literally started with cosplay for fun and has made a career in it. Her name is Jessica Nigri,
Oh yeah,
and
she's a big name.
oh yeah, she's a big name. She travels all around the world, and you know there are naysayers and haters out there that will say
Oh
things,
yes.
especially for people who don't actually know her.
Hmm. Exactly. I've actually defended her. I don't know these people. Some of them I've never even met, but I can say I've honestly defended them, and not really to defend them because I'm a fan or anything, but just anybody in general. If I see people, bullying someone else, I mean, it's really uncalled for, or making up these fabricated lies, these fantastical lies, and just spreading these rumors. And you know it, you see it. If you have common sense, you see it. But these other people are looking for this. They're looking for a reason to hate her. They're looking for anything. I mean, we're human. We're not perfect. We make mistakes, or we forget to credit a photographer, or, it's silly little things that people just, feed off of. And it's just negativity and hate, and I really wish it would stop. It's
Oh,
disgusting.
oh yeah, definitely. These people feed off of drama, and even if there isn't drama what they're talking about or who they're talking to, they'll want to create it, and
Yeah.
that's just a headache. I've been in the cosplay community for was it 9 or 10 years now, and I haven't been cosplaying that whole time. But yes, I've been either on the outside or in the middle of a lot of cosplay drama, whether it's in groups or whether it's single people out there that are trying to make it in the business.
Hmm.
And yeah, it can be a headache, sometimes for these people, and it sometimes pushes people out of cosplay. They did.
It really does. And I've said it before and I'll say it again, but I mean, I still consider myself fairly new to cosplaying, and it seems to me like cosplay bullying is more for everyone than cosplay itself, and that really needs to change. I mean, I hear a lot of people say, just ignore it, don't feed the trolls and whatnot. But to be completely honest, my take on that is complete opposite. I think you need to stand your ground. You need to stand up for yourself. If you see someone getting bullied, don't walk away. Don't sit on your hands and do nothing. You need to help. You need to defend them because that's the only way this will stop. If people start to see that this is wrong and that it's not going to be, they're not going to let you get away with it.
Oh yeah, definitely do the Captain America thing. You know, he doesn't like bullies either.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of bullying, actually, this is one of my questions I have for you. Have you ever been cyberbullied because you're doing cosplay?
I don't think there's a day that I go that I'm not cyberbullied, especially lately. I think the more followers you have, the more, uh, I guess, bullies come. I mean, my inbox is just full of them, and my comment section. A lot of the times I ignore them, I delete the comments. But if some of them are very disgusting, outrageous, or sometimes I'll block them, they'll create new accounts and keep coming and harassing me. Well, they want the attention. They want to say what they want to say, and they want people to see it, ridicule me. Okay, I'll give you your platform. I screenshot it and I post it. And I know people don't like that public shaming, but you know what? They were proud of saying it. Well, I'll give them their platform.
Yeah, and you're not the only one who's done that. I have a lot of female cosplayers that do that, and some of the stuff that people post publicly, it's not like even that they decided to post it in, their private chat, but for everybody else to see, it's really horrible. Some of the stuff they say to
I
people,
know.
and there's a lot of things called or a thing called body shaming, whether the person's too skinny or the person is too fat or they just aren't right for the cosplay, and it's disgusting to me. I don't like looking at that, and a lot of these people are my friends.
Oh, yes. I feel for you because I see this all the time. I mean, on my feed and my friends, and it's very disappointing. And I'll comment that. I'll say, I'm very disappointed. Sometimes it just takes you saying that um, to make them stop. I've had people delete their posts and write me a message apologizing, and realizing, yeah, you know what? Because sometimes these bullies, I mean, a lot of them are trolls, but sometimes they don't know. They think it's funny. They think that, these people don't exist. Just because they don't know them personally, they can't possibly have feelings. But speaking from experience, these pictures that go viral, that people make memes out of, that people make fun of and put down, these people exist, and these people will eventually see these comments. They will see their photos, they will see these comments, and it hurts. It really hurts. Speaking from experience, this happened to me back in January. It took a while for me to get, a thicker skin, but I cried. I cried, and I even considered quitting cosplay, all for a day before I came back, with a vengeance. Like, no. Um, but so sometimes it just takes telling the person, what you're saying is wrong, or this is really hurtful, or how would you feel, for them to kind of open their eyes and stop. And it also depends on how you come across. If you come across attacking them, they're going to get defensive. But if you come across kind of calm and just say, I'm really disappointed. I expected better from you, or something like that, they feel bad. They feel bad regardless, but they won't be defensive. They'll they'll try to figure out a way to fix it, you know?
Yeah, but you also run across people that no matter how many times you try to nicely say, please stop, or even, post up their comments, they'll still come after you. I've had too many friends that have had that happen where they had to put admins on their Facebook page because of the nasty stuff like death threat type of situations
Oh,
that
I
was
don't
coming
even
after
play.
them.
I don't even play with that stuff. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about because the great majority of the bullies are that type. There's actually only a small that you can, maybe fix, but the great majority of people, they're just evil. I mean, they're very evil. Just 2 days ago, somebody slut shamed my 3-year-old daughter. I mean, what kind of vile human being is going to slut shame a 3-year-old? She was wearing a ballet leotard, a cape, and rain boots. Who does that?
Somebody who's not loved when they were a child.
Exactly. And we kind of have to think about it that way. So when we come and insult them, it's better to talk to them kind of condescending and calmly. It's taken me a while to realize that because I'm Latina. I'm not speaking for all Latinas, but I'm very hot-tempered. So I come back and burn you back. Like I don't if somebody comes and hurts me, they're not going to walk away smugly. They're going to walk away stinging too. And it's just I know a lot of people don't like that about me, but that's who I am. And I'm not planning to change because then I will be fake, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Now, here's another question that has a big thing that has happened to a lot of cosplayers, not just women, but also guys too. Have you ever been put in a situation where cosplay is not consent comes to mind?
Oh God, countless times. Mostly online. People get braver online. I've received a lot of, those special pics. But I mean, in person, a few times. Most of the times when I go to cons, I'm with my husband and my daughter. There's only been maybe 2 or 3 cons that I've attended alone because he couldn't take the day off, and I can't handle my daughter alone. Um, that I go just for a day or so, and it does happen. I've been groped. My butt has been slapped. Um, and one of them was by an acquaintance of mine. Actually, this acquaintance of mine, he's a friend of ours, and he had invited us to a birthday party, and he kept asking me, please come, please come, please come, and it was like a cosplay thing. So I went. I went to his birthday party, and he kept trying to feed me like strawberries, and I told him, no, please stop. Like, I don't want your hands in my mouth. And he said, well, my hands are clean, whatever. And I'm like, that's not even the point. Like, just stop. And then he put his hands on my thigh and got really close and started talking to me. Mind you, my husband's like in the same room, like on the opposite end. So I grabbed his hand like it was the most disgusting thing, and I threw it off myself, and I said, please remove your hands from my person. Like, do not touch me. And he was so embarrassed. He kept going on and on the entire party about how I humiliated him. But honestly, who initiated the humiliation? I feel like you're showing your lack of respect by doing that to me, and you're making it known that you think that this is okay, that I'm this type of person, that you can disrespect like that, and that's not okay. And it doesn't just come from one gender, to be fair. Um, I've had, for instance, in Comic Palooza a couple of weeks ago, I had a female come up to me, and I was in the middle of a conversation with some cosplayers, and she came up to me and asked me if my breasts were makeup, or I guess like maybe prosthetic, or you know how some cosplayers do that,
Oh yeah.
or if they were my breasts. So I told her, no, they're my breasts. They're pushed up, but they're my breasts. So then she proceeded to put both her hands and grope them, like as if she was trying to verify for herself this. And then she just walked away. Like she said, nice, and walked away. I was in shock. I was in shock. And the cosplayers around me said, what the hell was that? And that's not cool, or, and I was trying to like keep calm and, blow it off, because if I make a big deal, especially since she's female, I'm the one that's going to get backlash. I'm the one that's going to be told that I'm making a big deal out of nothing, that it's a joke, just laugh it off. But It's not okay. Regardless of what gender you are, that is not okay. Had she asked me, I probably would have given her permission. I probably would have. But just assuming that it's okay and taking it upon yourself to do that, it's not okay. And it's very rapey, very creepy, and it just makes the person feel violated.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm a Deadpool cosplayer, and I take pictures with hundreds of people while I'm at conventions. And if I, am asked, hey, would you lift me up in the picture, or would you, or if I'm in the picture, if I can put my hand around their shoulder in the picture so I can get a little closer to the person, I always ask the person, because I don't want to be one of those asshole Deadpools who comes out and goes, I'm just going to touch you because I'm a Deadpool cosplayer.
They don't even warn you. They just do it
Yeah.
because they're Deadpool. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. And to be fair, at this con, I did notice a lot of people would ask me for permission to put their arm around my shoulder, to put their arm around my waist. Is it okay if I snap a picture of you? Is it okay? They were so respectful. And I feel like that's night and day from last year. Like, we've come a long way, but we still have those certain people that don't see us as human beings. They see us as objects. They see us as walking art, but we are people. That is not okay. You can't do that.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's one of the rules I have. I'm one of the founders of a Deadpool group here in Arizona, and that's one of the rules I have for our group is even though you're at a convention, if you want to be part of our group, then you have to respect the rules, and that means you still have fun with the guests, but you must also respect the guests, and you can't do anything lewd unless they say it's okay. And if
Yeah.
it's not okay, then don't do it.
Yeah. It's simple as that. And I mean, like, more recently, there was here in South Texas Comic Con, we had like a Deadpool cosplayer that nobody found out who he was, but he was acting like that. He kept photobombing. He kept touching, grabbing, just being just being a horrible person. I mean, people were so annoyed. We couldn't find out who he was, but I mean, that's not okay. And I want to say it was the same person because I swear the personality was the exact same. But this year we went and there was this Keyblade cosplayer who came with his weapon, and like I'm in the middle of taking a picture or talking to my friends, and he would shove his prop like in my mouth. And then I grabbed it and I shoved him and I said, that is not okay. And then he went and did it to my friend. And I turned around and I looked at him. I'm pretty scary, when I'm mad. And he walked off. But apparently he did it to several other people. Somebody was dressed as a Sith. I don't know if it was, what exactly it was, but he started attacking him with his prop and he hit him, like he hurt him. And people like that are going to make the rules a lot stricter to the point where they're not going to allow props into the con. And that needs to stop because this is supposed to be a fun, safe environment for everybody to enjoy, and they're ruining it for everyone.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, the rules here for Phoenix Comic Con, if that happens, you go to a security guard near you or a staff member, and you report what happened, um, and they go look into it. And I just recommend anybody who's at a convention, if that happens to you, if something horrible like that, or you feel humiliated happens to you, don't keep silent about it because it's just going to keep happening if you are silent about it.
Yeah, I have one more thing to say. Where was it? I know at Comic Palooza, I was in the middle of taking photographs with Brian Humphrey, a photographer, and he took a picture of something like in the audience. Like, because whenever I'm posing for photos, all of a sudden there's like a huge crowd that gathers. Um, it makes it very awkward. Well, there was somebody in the crowd who was taking up the skirt photos, which I'm like, have fun with that. I'm wearing shorts, but whatever. Um, but if he's doing that to me, he's doing that to other people. And at Dallas Comic Con, there was a gentleman with a little girl, mind you, who did this. He took several up the skirt and down the shirt photos of cosplayers, and he thought it would be funny to post it on what site was it? It was one of the groups, one of the fan groups. He posted a whole like collage of up the skirt and down the shirt photos of these cosplayers without their consent. And I mean, it was deleted and there was a huge uproar because of it. I mean, there has to be a law against that. A lot of these kids, they're underage. They're like 15-year-olds dressed up, and you're taking up the skirt photos of them. That's not cool. Disgusting.
Oh yeah, definitely. We had a person here at this year's Phoenix Comic Con that was taking pictures of women's rears, not pictures, but video, and it was like
Yes.
this long video, and some of these people in there are actually some of my friends.
Hmm.
And we reported it to YouTube. They still haven't taken it down, but yeah, it's disgusting. And I think I remember seeing this guy. I thought he was just wanting to get a lower view so he could have sort of a worm's eye view of some people, but apparently that's not what he was trying to actually do.
And what I feel is worse than that, what's worse than the perpetrator are the people that are defending the perpetrator. The people that are saying, well, you're dressed like that, so you deserve it. You're dressed like that, so you're asking for it. I feel like those people are the problem with society. They are the ones the reason why rape culture is still alive and thriving these days. That's not okay. That is not okay. You don't do that. Nothing a person wears or doesn't wear makes it okay for you to take it upon yourself to do an action that they are not okay with. Period.
Definitely, definitely. So, like I said before, if anything like that happens, if you feel that you've been violated in some way, or even if you feel that, or you see somebody doing, um, shooting people with their camera, like upskirt shots, or with their video camera, without people knowing what you're actually doing, then I would report them. If I knew
Hmm.
what the guy was doing originally, I would have reported him. But I had other things. I was in a photo shoot myself, and I didn't get a chance. He was gone by that time. But yeah, it's sad when people think that, oh, I can do that because these are the way that people are dressed, or even if they aren't dressed like that. I've seen people still take
See, and that's
pictures
the
of that.
thing. That's the thing. People keep using that as an excuse. Well, they're dressed like that, so they're asking for it. But it doesn't happen to people. It doesn't always happen to people that are dressed provocatively. It happens to everyone. It happens to a girl with a pretty face. And then I hear, well, then she shouldn't have her pictures public. Are you kidding me? Like, what? Oh my God. Like, you're living in the wrong time, the wrong country, because that's not our culture. Just instead of teaching girls, don't do this, don't do that because you're going to get raped, you need to start teaching boys, don't rape.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, and I hate to say it, it's a generational thing. I mean, the people that are doing this, that's not the way they were raised in their household, and it takes a strong, parental advisor, pretty much, while you're
It takes
growing
an
up.
entire, yeah, it takes an entire town to raise a child,
Well, I
to be
mean, it takes an
honest.
entire town, but when you're growing up, and if you don't get the advice, or just it's an environmental thing.
It is. And nowadays, you have moms out at the club while grandma takes care of your child. The kids aren't getting, or the parents are just overworking and the kids are being bought, like, they're buying them, game systems and stuff. And they're not raising their child. They're not taking the time to sit and teach them, the right and wrongs. Or a lot of the times, to be completely honest and to be fair, they are raising them wrong. They're people that are, especially nowadays, there's a lot of hate in our country, and it's really, really sad. And they are putting these thoughts, these feelings, these ideas into their child's head, and they're creating a new generation of hate, and it's sad.
Yeah, and that just comes all the way back to cyberbullying
Yeah,
of
exactly.
this generation. I mean, there's always been bullies. Um, in my opinion, face-to-face bullies are much better than what we get today. And yes, you could get beaten up when you were younger, back in the old days before the teachers broke them up. But
Hmm.
these days, it's worse because it becomes public, uh, because of the cyberbullying. and
Yeah, exactly.
that's so much worse because not only do especially for younger people in school, not only do their schoolmates know, but schools that are not even in their state know about what's going on.
Yeah, they can't go anywhere because their face is known, and it's just horrific. It's really really sad. It's just like what we went through as children and the bullying we went through it as as a child, amplified. And there's been a lot of suicides, a lot of kids, I mean depression. um and people say, well, tell your kid to toughen up, tell your kid, they need to toughen up, they need to be exposed to this bullying to make them tougher people. You know what? You're full of shit. That's 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 shitty. Instead of teaching your kids to toughen up and to learn to take it, you should teach your kids not to be bullying.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, when I was younger, when I was really young, I would, you know, I wasn't that big of a kid. I'm still not a very big person myself. But when I got old enough, I would confront the people that bullied me, and they're not really expecting you to confront them. They,
Yeah, it
especially
shocks
from
them.
afar.
And they stop, or they think twice about it because they know that isn't going to be so easy. Even if they do end up beating you up, even if they do win, they'll think twice about it because it's more work for them. But if it's an easy target, an easy quiet person, they're going to keep coming and pecking because these people deep down, they're miserable human beings. They're miserable in their lives. They're unhappy. They see something, they see you happy. They want what you have. They envy you. So they're going to attack you. They're going to tear you down because that's the only way they can feel better about themselves. And that's a sad truth. Um, but if you allow them to continue, if you allow them to keep, getting away with it, you kind of need to send them home smarting, like with their, stinging. And, give them a warning. But if they continue, I let them know. I'll make them famous. I don't care. Most of the times I will censor their name and post something they said, but they know they said it. And all of these people that are talking, all of these people that are saying that is what's wrong in society, who is this person, and they start defending the person they're talking about, whatever. That person is somewhere reading that and thinking twice next time. He is not going to do it again.
Definitely. Now let's get away from this subject matter for right now and get back. Let's get back into cosplay. Happy cosplay.
Yes, please.
All right. So, does your whole family cosplay?
If I make it, they wear it. My husband's cosplays, like I said, I make him buy, but he was at first. We would do family cosplays, but my daughter, once she hit her twos, her terrible twos, it was a struggle going to cons, and having to juggle props and take her to change her, potty train her, whatever it was that we're doing. Um, it was really hard. So it helps a lot if he's dressed casual and comfortable because he can handle her. If she needs something, if she needs to be changed, if she needs to go to the bathroom, if she needs a snack or something, and he needs to dig through the bags, but I can't bend down because I have armor. He is a huge help. He's like my support. I can't do it without him. So lately he hasn't been. Plus making cosplays, and he brought it up. Before I would go all out. I would go all out and spend all my time making her cosplay, then making his cosplay, and last mine. So mine was always a leftover time. Mine was always rushed, and mine was always just kind of half-assed. So he said, why don't you just focus on hers and yours, and if you have time, you can make me something. And if you don't, no big deal. I'm comfortable and I can help you. So that's what we've been doing like these last handful of cons, and it's been a big help.
That's fantastic. Now, what are your other hobbies?
Besides cosplaying, I read a lot. And I used to have like a really big manga and anime addiction. But that's since kind of calmed down because lately it's either work or cosplay that's taken up a lot of my time.
Yeah,
Of course,
definitely.
raising my daughter also. She fits in there somewhere.
Somewhere between the nursing and the cosplay.
She raises herself.
Now, do you have any favorite television or shows or movies that you enjoy?
Mm, well, I have favorite like animes. I own like the entire all the seasons of Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon and such. But honestly, it's been Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones. Hello, I love Game of Thrones. But I've kind of been and all of those like Dateline shows, murder mysteries. My husband's always saying like he swears I'm planning to murder him or something because I have it down. Um, but besides that, I literally just go to work, come home, play with my daughter, if I can get some cosplay in, or if I could read a book. But I rarely watch TV because she's taking it over ever since she was born. It's all Teen Titans and that animated Star Wars and stuff.
Oh yeah, she's watching Teen Titans Go.
Yes, she loves that.
You should introduce her to the original Teen Titans show.
She has seen it too,
Oh,
and
she
she
has?
loves it. It's just that I noticed that they don't have it on TV anymore because we tried to so we'll buy the DVDs, or he has it on his iPad for her to watch, or like on YouTube. So she's seen both. But it's just that they don't really broadcast it anymore. They don't show it.
Yeah. Has she or have you as well seen Young Justice? Uh,
I don't know. I haven't. My husband has. My husband's like real big on comics and everything. Like a lot of the cosplays I do are suggestions from him. Like please cosplay this. I'm like, okay. He has, and he's always watching it. He's always on his iPad, always watching it, and she watches it with him. So I'm more than sure they both have.
Fantastic. Now, what is your dream convention that you would love to attend?
Oh, hello, like San Diego Comic-Con or New York City Comic-Con, of course.
When you can get tickets?
Yeah, when and if. I'm really hoping because I do media, like I do write-ups for Comic Wow, and they're trying to get me and that what Booba Fett. She's another cosplayer. She does media for them too. She does write-ups at cons. They're trying to get us media passes for next year's Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con, but I'm not gonna hold my breath.
Yeah, as far as media is concerned, they're very picky.
Yeah,
I've tried to get my people in there
I've heard.
several
I've
times, and
heard.
they've turned it down. I have been able to get people into New York Comic Con before, which was a shocker because that was only my second year.
Yeah, I don't think it says. I mean, San Diego is like the best of the best. And I think New York would be maybe like a second. I don't think they're as strict as San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, definitely. New York just announced that, or New York Comic Con just announced that they are sold out.
Yes. Oh,
So
yeah. A lot of my friends have tickets, so I'm so jealous.
yeah, nice.
I didn't even try though. I mean, like I said, I only do like this year I'm just focusing on like Texas cons.
Yeah, definitely. Now, are there any cosplayers you look up to for inspiration?
One of my, I guess, role models I really look up to is Night Mage cosplay. Night Mage and Titan cosplay. They're cosplayers that, cosplay for a cause, kind of. They, like, for instance, Night Mage, he has prints, but they're free with the donation to whatever charity he's sponsoring at that time. And every convention he goes to, he he does a different, he works on a different charity, and he gets in contact with the community locally, wherever the con is, and they set up, what they're going to do. And his prints, he gives them free, and he donates all the proceeds. And I think that's amazing. He's always giving back to the community. And that's something I really admire and I really want to do.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I'm actually part of a charity, a nonprofit costuming organization here in Arizona. Not only did I found the Arizona Deadpool Corps, but I'm also part of the Arizona Avengers.
Oh, wow, that's great. Yeah.
And we also have a group here called the Justice League of Arizona as well. And we're all nonprofit charity groups, and we do a bunch of charity work or a bunch of community work as well.
Hmm. See, that's what I wish we had, something like that locally where I'm from. But I think the closest is maybe like the Champions of San Antonio or San Antonio Champions, something like that. But that's like 4 hours away. And I'm helping them out next weekend, like with the Wonder Woman for like raising money for pediatric cancer patients. But I have to drive 4 hours and get a hotel. It's really far for me. I wish we had something like that locally. It's just really hard to get everybody involved.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's hard to run a group.
It is. It is. I can only imagine.
Now, how many photo shoots have you done so far?
I I don't actually count them. I let's see. It seems like every convention I go to, there's a photo shoot, at least one photo shoot. But I mean, I've done a lot. I don't have a number. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Now, did you expect to be as popular as you are now on Facebook?
I did not. And I mean, I was just discussing this with someone recently because they said, "Oh, you're famous." And I keep having to correct people. I'm actually not famous. I'm pretty lame in person. I'm a nurse. I'm a mom. That's about it. I'm a homebody. I don't go out and stuff. But I have a lot of followers. I guess they like the message I'm sending, anti-bullying and the family thing, cause positivity and stuff. And that's great. I love it. I love it. Um, I love spreading the word and positivity. Um, but it's not something that I'm asking for or want to make it a career or anything like that. I have a career, I have a family life and stuff. So as nice as it is, it's really great. Don't get me wrong. It's not something that's really, really important to me.
So if a convention like across the country or even out of the country uh, comes to your page and sees how many fans follow you and asks you, "Can you come to our convention? We will pay."
I've had a couple. I've had two from Colorado ask, and I've had to turn them down because it's really far, and then also I don't like to go places by myself. I like to take my family with me, and I don't want to ask that. I don't want to put them in that situation where they have to not only pay for me but pay for my family. I feel really bad. I've like local cons have asked me, like if it's here in Texas and I'm all for it, I'll do it because it's a free convention. I get to see people, I get to meet new people. It's what I would do anyways, except I'm at a booth, which sometimes that's better because people can find me instead of trying to find me in a whole con. But as far as traveling out of state, it's really tough. If we can all find the time, then yeah, but I don't see it happening really.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's hard for some people, and like I said earlier in the podcast, some of those people they just make that their career because they're such a big name now in cosplay. I have a friend, Ivy Doom Kitty,
Hmm.
and she's huge on Facebook and the internet in general.
Yeah.
She's friends with Stan Lee, and she gets to hand him out an award at a show and stuff, um, just for getting into cosplay and knowing people in LA as well.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, she gets jettisoned all over the place,
Yeah,
and
it's great. I think maybe if I was single and I wasn't a mom, if I was younger or something, that would, and I didn't have a career, I think that's something I would definitely do. I mean, why not? Who doesn't want to travel and stuff? But now I want to, don't get me wrong. I would love to travel. It's just the idea of leaving I would be very homesick, very, very homesick. And plus I have a job, I have a lot going on right now.
yeah, definitely, it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
All right, and one of my last questions is: do you have like a Facebook cosplay fan page or even a website for fans to go to follow you?
I don't. Like I said, I'm not real big. It's not a fan page per se. It's a page that I admin with another cosplayer, Don Quixote Cosplay from LA. It's called Mommy and Me Cosplay, and it's like I said, it's more geared toward cause positivity and family cosplay and kid cosplay. And sometimes, we'll post do-gooders, like, like the cosplayers that do charity work and stuff. We'll give them shout outs, but it's not like a fan page per se. I do have my Instagram. It's Dominique_Skye, but like I said, it's the same content as my personal Facebook.
Fantastic. All right. Well, Dominique, thank you for coming on to GNERD Corner's Cosplay Spotlight.
Thank you for having me. I wish I was so much cooler.
No, that's okay. That's okay. No, I enjoyed a conversation with you about cosplay bullying, or in general cyberbullying, because I know that's a huge subject matter for a lot of cosplayers these days, and it's a question I keep bringing up in most of my cosplay interviews.
Yeah, it's an ongoing problem.
Oh yeah, definitely. All right. Well, listeners, check Dominique Skye out and follow her on Facebook and on Instagram. And also check out all her pictures she posts. She posts a lot of videos and pictures.
I do. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you, Dominique, and thank you, listeners, for listening. And remember to go to our Facebook at facebook.com/jpoolsgnerdcorner. And also, please subscribe to this podcast. And thank you for listening. And remember to enjoy your chimichanga.
I will. Bye.